News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News 46 is also brought to you by Nevada Health Link. Open enrollment ends February 15th. Visit www.nevadahealthlink.com today.
Tonight on News 46, we say goodbye to a local hero. A Facebook page is helping those in need. And Sandy Valley has their 15th annual Balloon Fest. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Monday, February 23rd, 2015. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Pahrumph's goodwill ambassador and personal friend to almost everyone that knew him, Andre Butch Harper, passed away over the weekend. Andre Butch Harper, the goodwill ambassador of Pahrump, also known as Patches to some, passed away over the weekend in his sleep. The 72-year-old was found deceased in his bed at his home here in Pahrump. Butch started his charity work when a 9-year-old boy named Brandon Rayner, who was battling leukemia, was attempting to get into the Guinness Book of World Records by collecting business cards. Butch came up to KPVM-TV and asked for our cards. That is when we conducted his very first interview and asked the community to help with Butch in his quest. 2 years later, Brandon succumbed to his illness. Butch's wife passed away from multiple sclerosis just before Butch started helping with Brandon's goal.
You know, this isn't about me, it's about everybody in this room. It's about everybody in this town.
Butch's wife's final wishes were that Butch was to take care of the children. Butch said he understood her to mean all the children, not just their kids. Butch then became a conduit for those in the community who wanted to donate their time and resources to those in need, but didn't know what direction to turn. He created the Act of Kindness Award to recognize those who had been giving so much of themselves.
I can't do what I do without the people up Pahrump and Nye County. And they're the ones that give me the tools to work with. I'm like a carpenter if I don't have a saw and a hammer. If I don't have those tools, I can't do what I do. So I owe it all to them.
The award was given to locals and around the world, to Aurora, Colorado, Prescott, Arizona, Newtown, Connecticut during their times of tragedy. It even made its way to a soldier in Afghanistan. Butch wanted to make sure that everyone knew about the loving people we had in our town and gave credit for the plaque to Pahrump and Nye County. He made collages with patches from first responders and placed them in children's hospitals around the United States, hence the name Patches. Butch also helped hundreds of people behind the scenes with anything from groceries to rides to the doctor or to the store. KPVM-TV partnered with Butch Harper and was able to help pick the Act of Kindness Award recipients, and also was honored to present the awards alongside him.
Shows everybody what friendship is really about. It's to support your friends, it's to support everybody around you when they're in need. And it's very important in this community.
During his final days, he did, as he often would do, sit at our newsroom desk, which we called Butch's desk, and read the newspaper until news was recorded so that we could meet and talk about further plans to help the community. Butch's very last comments were about him wanting to see his children and grandchildren, taking a trip and seeing his new grandchild. He also wanted to rekindle smiles across Pahrump, which he gave bicycles and toys to the children of our town. This Saturday will be a memorial in his honor at the Pahrump Nugget in the Event Center at 11 a.m. The public is encouraged to attend. KPVM-TV News 46 will continue in attempting to fulfill Butch's mission in presenting the Act of Kindness Awards and helping those in need. If you would like to join us for the new Andre Butch Harper Volunteer Corps or donate to the Act of Kindness Award, please contact us here at KPVM-TV 727-9400 extension 20.
Pahrump, Nevada, the Act of Kindness is never wasted.
We'll return in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 780.
Welcome back to News 46. The blood supply is a precious resource, and it's important for donors to recover iron levels before their next donation. Up to 35% of people who regularly donate blood can become iron deficient, which can lead to anemia. A new study evaluated whether taking a low-dose iron supplement would help speed up recovery of iron levels after donating blood.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
Americans can donate blood as often as every 8 weeks, but it generally takes much longer than that to regain the iron lost after donating blood.
In the 10 minutes it takes to donate a unit of blood, you lose enough iron that it takes almost 24 weeks if you're not on an iron supplement to regain that iron.
Besides basic screening questions, the only lab result checked prior to giving blood is a donor's hemoglobin level.
Your result is 16.5. That is an awesome hemoglobin count.
A lot of donors that donate have hemoglobin levels that are perfectly acceptable, yet they are low in iron.
Dr. Joseph Kiss from the Institute for Transfusion Medicine in Pittsburgh and co-authors examined 215 frequent blood donors ages 18 to 79. One group had low iron levels, the other group adequate iron levels. Within those two groups, half the patients were given a low-dose iron supplement every day for 24 weeks. The other half did not get the supplement. Hemoglobin and iron levels were measured throughout the 24-week period.
Taking a low-dose iron supplement was effective in shortening the time that it takes to recover your hemoglobin, was effective in shortening the time it takes to recover your iron levels, and most of the donors tolerated the iron pretty well. What we also found was that the oral iron tablets improved hemoglobin recovery in the group that we did not feel was iron deficient.
Blood centers in the U.S. do not test iron levels in blood donors and are currently not ready to implement this testing.
We want donors to be aware of their iron health. We want their doctors to be also aware that blood donation is a part of their patient's history and to assist them in sorting that out and maybe checking iron status in blood donors.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
Women donating 2 times or more a year and men donating 3 or more times a year are considered frequent blood donors and more likely to be iron deficient. The Nye County Commissioners tabled an item asking for an increase in gas tax pending receiving bids for certain road repairs throughout the county. The current gas tax of 4 cents per gallon may be increased to 9 cents per gallon. The last time the gas tax was increased was in 1981 when it was raised from 2 cents to 4 cents per gallon.
I think this board needs to look at the possibility, I say possibility, of raising the gas tax. I've got an opinion from the DA's office that we can, it never did require a vote of the people. I keep getting this feedback. Is it just me? It was they were advisory questions. They don't require a vote. But to go up to 9 cents. We can go up to the 9 cent limit. It was last raised in 1981 from 2 cents to 4 cents. It's been that since, and then we've tripled the mile of roads. Cars get twice the gas mileage, and we've also, the cost of roads is about $50,000 to $70,000 in '93 is now $180,000 to $200,000. I don't know another way, and I have looked over the last 4 years to find a way to keep up on the maintenance of our roads. This money could also be earmarked just to do worn out roads, roads that are past their lifetime. So this increase could be used through the RTC in that manner, because the RTC oversees each of those projects as they come forward. And so if somebody else has something else, they can tell me as a way to get it, and I'd be happy to hear it. But I think we need to consider this as a board. Tough to make some of those calls sometimes, but I think that's what we're elected for.
The Republican-led Senate voted for the 4th time in as many weeks to begin debate on a stalled funding bill for the Department of Homeland Security, which faces a Friday deadline. Senate Democrats blocked taking up the bill that passed the GOP-controlled House because it contains what they consider poison pills, provisions that would block President Barack Obama's executive orders on immigration, with only 4 days before funding ends, when large parts of the agency will be shuttered or employees will be forced to work without pay. The two sides are at a stalemate, and there are no serious negotiations involving congressional leaders or the White House to bridge differences. There's a new Facebook page that is reaching out to help those in need and those who would like to help others.
We wanted to help people that need food, clothing, shoes, furniture, and I just decided to put some efforts into that, and it's been wonderful. We've had people that need help with their prepaid power, and people have generously donated to their account. It's just amazing how Pahrump has come through for all of us.
That's kind of our reputation, isn't it?
I think it is, for sure.
And what a great thing for you to come forward and put this website together so that people can help others, and people who need help can do that. And they also do it anonymously, don't they?
They do, and some people are afraid to ask for anything, so they'll private message me and I'll get back with them. We've had a lot of people that need food. We just delivered some yesterday. I'm working on doing a food drive. We work closely with Trish and Teresa at the Cancer Victim Thrift Store, and whatever we have left over for clothing and shoes, we take to them or the Outreach Center.
And the Cancer Victim Thrift Store has really stepped forward for this and other donations.
They're amazing. They're just amazing. You know, if you needed something, you could walk in and ask them for it. They'll give it to you. They're not making any money out of this. They're just awesome. I love those guys.
Tell me, there's something different about the food drive that you're talking about that we haven't really thought about when food drives are happening, and what is that?
Well, a lot of times people don't have that extra food, so we're trying to get a group together that can do a food donation, but we're asking for stuff that doesn't spoil, for milk, so maybe even powdered milk. Maybe the grocery stores can let us go in there and kind of put up a sign and do it. We just don't know yet.
But some people can't get to the food banks.
Right, so I have to deliver, or I do have people that are volunteer with the Pay It Forward to deliver food to people, so they're just awesome. Everyone's really stepped up.
So you'll let us know more on the food drive in the coming days.
Well, on computer, you know, they're more than welcome to maybe go to the library, look it up, Pay It Forward Pahrump, and there's myself. There's Nicole and my neighbor Bobby. There's 3 admins for the page. Anyone would be happy to help.
And Deanna Foster and her Pay It Forward website page has come just in time. We'll be putting up Butch Harper's Volunteer Corps website page. With the 2 Deannas, we might be able to bridge the gap between what Butch Harper has left us. Weekend Sports will return in just a moment.
Weekend Sports is brought to you by Wolfenstein Construction. NASCAR driver Kurt Busch has been suspended indefinitely due to a Delaware judge issuing an opinion that Busch manually strangled ex-girlfriend Patricia Driscoll, as well as smashed her head into a wall. Busch was officially suspended Friday due to the allegations and has since lost both of his appeals to NASCAR. NASCAR spokesman David Higdon stated that in order for Busch to be considered for reinstatement, NASCAR will create guidelines for Busch to follow. And until those have been met, Busch will not participate in any races or NASCAR events. He missed the Daytona 500 yesterday. There's been no report as to what those guidelines may be. Kurt Busch, along with brother Kyle Busch, began their racing careers here at the Pahrump Valley Speedway at the age of 14, driving dwarf cars. Winning NASCAR's Daytona 500 yesterday was Joey Logano. Logano was able to pull off the win after a 6-minute and 42-second red flag, causing the race to stop temporarily with only 3 laps left. Today is the final day that college football players hope to make a lasting impression at the NFL Combine. For the last 4 days, prospective players have been tested and timed in exercises like the 40-yard dash, vertical jump, and 20-yard shuttle. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will have the first draft pick this year. It is speculated that they will take Jameis Winston, quarterback from Florida State University, despite previous sexual assault allegations. The 2014 Bull Rider Rookie of the Year, J.W. Harris, earned the first Built Ford Tough Series victory of his PBR career Sunday, winning the Caterpillar Classic in Kansas City. He was the only person to ride 3 bulls. He rode Crystal Can-Do for 88.5 points. There's a short hiatus for Pahrump Valley High School sports as multi-sport athletes begin practices before the season openers. This has been Weekend Sports. I'm Courtney Salmon with News 46.
Thanks so much, Courtney. The 15th annual Sandy Valley Balloon Fest was held this past Saturday.
This is our 15th annual Balloon Fest Pancake Breakfast. This started 15 years ago, of course, with a bunch of barbecues and our frying pans sitting out at the park, and it's kind of grown into something so much more than that now. The biggest thing, we just want to thank the community and all of their support for what we try and do. Coming out without this being our one big fundraiser for the year, we wouldn't have the funds to be able to do what we try and do with our training to keep our folks up to par with everything so that they can better serve the community.
You're part of the Clark County Fire Department?
Yes, we are. We're actually designated as Station 77 in Clark County, also known as the Sandy Valley Volunteer Fire Department.
And Valley Electric came out, also California Highway Patrol. You had the Child ID program going on here?
A lot of everything we do as a fire department, we try and keep it community oriented, get different agencies to come out, let the folks know just what they have to offer to them so that when the services are needed, they don't have to go looking for them. They kind of know ahead of time where to go. With the children in mind, that's always our number one priority. We want to make sure that the kids are safe, that the kids have everything that they're going to need to grow into the adults that make the community what it is today.
How large is this community, do you know?
We believe we're somewhere right around the neighborhood of 1,800, but within this community and the mountain ranges here, we have 2 states, California and Nevada, of course, and 3 counties on Nevada, Clark County, in California, San Bernardino, and Inyo County.
And you're also called out to all those other areas to help as far as responding, right?
Within this mountain range, all of the members of our community, regardless of what state or county they're in, we are the responding agency. We're the ones that make sure that they're taken care of when they need it.
How many volunteers do you have with the Sandy Valley Fire Department?
We try and keep the roster upwards of 20. With the downturn in economy and things like that, it's been harder and harder for people to have that spare time to put into the community. So we're down to about 10 at this point. So we're always looking for more help, not just in this community, but a lot of Laughlin. Everywhere within the county, it's, out once you leave the Vegas Valley, you're kind of on your own, and it's really up to us to step forward and take care of ourselves.
Wow. And just in time for us not to be able to go up into the balloons, but Noah got some great shots there. We're going
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Monday, February 23rd. Today we had cloudy skies. You might have seen some rain this morning too. We had a high of 49 degrees. Your average temperature this time of year is 64 degrees. So it's definitely a little chillier outside than it usually is. Winds were coming from the north-northeast today at 8 miles per hour with gusts up to 18 miles per hour. So we had some moderate to high winds outside. The UV index today was 2, which is low. Humidity was at 51% today. Sunrise was at 6:23 this morning, and the record high back in 2002 was 79 degrees. Well, tonight we'll have partly cloudy skies with a low of 32 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 45 degrees. Winds will be coming from the north-northeast this evening at 7 miles per hour with gusts up to 13 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 69%. Sunset will be at 5:33 this evening, and the record low back in 1953 was 25 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have sunny skies with a high of 62 degrees and a low of 36 degrees. Winds will be coming from the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 8 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 24%. Sunrise will be at 6:22 tomorrow morning, and the UV index will be 5, which is moderate. For our 7-day forecast, we'll start off with some sunny skies. See some clouds rolling in around this Thursday and some rain around Friday afternoon that will be carrying into Saturday morning. We should have partly cloudy skies early next week. Your high temperatures will be starting off in the low 60s. That'll be going up into the high 60s briefly around Wednesday and working its way back down into the mid 50s around this weekend. And then they'll be going back up into those high 50s early next week. Your low temperatures will be starting off in the mid 30s, briefly going up into the high 30s around this Wednesday. Actually going up a little further into the low 40s around Friday and dropping down back into those low 30s early next week.
Thanks so much, Noah. And we are going to show you some pictures right now of what was going on at Spring Mountain. There's a lot of snow happening up there, and as you can see in these photos, the roads are clear, but we are hearing at this point that there is snow tires and chains required if you're going to be going over the top of Spring Mountain, that these are required. As far as the 95 and going around that way, we're told that that is open at this point, but that the requirement at the top of Spring Mountain is snow tires and chains. So if you're going to be going that direction, definitely be prepared for that. We'd like to tell everybody to have a great evening, and also dedicate this broadcast to our dear friend Butch Andre Harper. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.